something different today. We're not working on a Mustang. We're gonna be working on my wife's 2007 Honda Element SC. We got a couple things to replace. Aren't too easy DUIs, VVT solenoid gaskets. Easy to replace, critical if you don't, because you can have oil leaks. And I learned a valuable lesson on her last one. The front one, this front gasket had blew and it was leaking oil everywhere. I'm talking, we got church. So I'm like, man, what the heck do I do? I ended up replacing the oil pan, which wasn't a problem. Ended up thinking it was a transmission. I was thinking a bunch of stuff, but it ended up being just this gasket. So we're gonna go through a little process right now and just replacing both of them, the front one and on the back one. I will show you specific locations I've really had to save you some time, because like I said, this is our second one. So I learned a lot of valuable information just over the times, like, man, transmission mounts, you can name it, bro. Transmission, all that good stuff. So today's video, we're not touching the Mustang today. Mainly focusing on her car. So boom, let's get to it. All right, so looking into the engine bay, the first gasket that we'll be replacing would be, trying to get a good angle on it, right there. So I'll give you guys a good lighting, but right there, that cap right there. And the second one is going to be back here. You got a couple connections that you have to take off, and then that whole little solenoid or whatever will pop off, and the gasket's underneath it. This was kind of tricky because the 3 bolts are behind it, and placing it back while catching the bolts can be kind of tricky. But I'm going to use the gasket, and I'm going to use silicone, the Honda silicone gasket maker, just to make it a little bit easy. But I got a nice serpentine belt remover tool, because, bro, removing this serpentine belt can be retarded because they got a line going right there by the tensioner. That makes it kind of difficult to get to it. My apologies for the lighting, but man, you gotta do what you gotta do. But let's get to it. All right, so serpentine belt is off. Now I'm gonna be removing the 3 12mm bolts. Excuse me, I think I said 10 millimeters earlier in the video, but they're 12 millimeters. There's 3 bolts. Gonna take them off to remove this power steering pump. Then I'll bring you in closer so I can show you where the actual gasket that we're gonna be replacing. So, and be careful with these bolts, because like I said, this is an old car. This is 2007. So just be careful, be mindful when you're taking off these bolts to try to be gentle as best as you can, because you can and will take the threads out of this bad boy. And that's another nightmare that you do not want to deal with. Trust and believe. All right, I lied to you. It's not 3, it's 2. So let me take this off of the bracket right there. Let's zoom you on out. Let me flip this up here. And the 2 bolts I'm talking about are right there on top of the tensioner and to the bottom of the corner of the tensioner right there. So it's only 2 bolts. Now, I believe I lied. You're gonna have to take off the tensioner too in order to get to that. So yeah, my bad. Now, let's take off this tensioner, which I believe is 2 bolts, but I want to say 2 or 3. We're gonna confirm or deny that in a minute. So I'll get back to you once I get that off. Okay, I can confirm it is 3 bolts. The long bolt goes directly through the tensioner. Then you have 2 You got one at almost your 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then right here, then this one is a pain in the butt. It's in the back right here. In the back. So what I did was I got a little 1/4 inch ratchet with a 12mm socket, so it can fit right past the tensioner and get onto it, so you don't have to remove the tensioner, and then that comes off. And then now place that, because I'm gonna clean it, make sure the bearings, because I got warranty with that under AutoZone. So while you're already in here, if you need to replace it, just go ahead and replace it. So now I can focus on what needs to be done. And we did all that just to get to this cap right here. And that cap right there is the gasket that we're going to be replacing. So let's get to it. And be careful, don't drop your wrench, or your socket, because you know once you hit it and you don't hear it hit the floor, oh yeah, you're in for a little fun time. So I want to crack this bracket open because I don't have no hands to hold it. And then once I do that, then I'll show you the gasket inside. Okay, so I one bolted it right there. So I'll take this off, this last bolt. 2 bolts hold it in, and they are 10mm. So we're going to take that off. I do have some degreaser that I'm going to be using to go ahead and clean all that up, which this is your gasket, yeah. And the crush on it gets too flat, or it'll get brittle and start to crack around here, and that's where you get your seepage from. So I would highly recommend that you go and place that, because like I said, this car is from 2008, and I'm pretty sure the previous owner didn't do that. This is used, so you get a little pick and just pick that out. I'm going to put the new one in, clean it, and put some RTV around it, and like hot bolt it for a little bit and wait for it to cure, and then I'm gonna tighten it up. All right, so cover's all nice and clean. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, all right. Covers are nice and clean. You want to make sure that you have no debris alongside the lip, so it doesn't create any gabbages. Go ahead and put a little bit of oil. Put a little bit of oil around it so it doesn't crack. And then you're going to seat it properly. And then put a little bit of gasket maker just to make sure. Going to turn that upside down, poke a little hole. This one was nice enough to come with a little nozzle. Then what I'm gonna do is cut the tip of it in a little angle. That's all you need. And I'm gonna apply some just to the outside. Oh, go around the edges. Smear it on there. Make sure you get good contact all the way around. All right. So a lot of people get socks and stuff for Christmas, birthdays. I like to get microfiber towels, and thankfully my family understands that. So boom, that should be the end result. I guess you can put some around here, but I mean, I just want to keep that line going straight across. Make sure there's no gappage or coverages. I mean, not coverage, any openings to let the oil seep out. But yeah, now it's going to throw it back on. Well, I guess I can show you how it looks with it off. So boom, that's how it looks with it off. I'm gonna hit a lot of this with the greaser, but like I said, this engine is yeah, it didn't took its toll, but it's a Honda. It's a Hondeezy. I'm gonna last. You just do your oil changes and do routinely maintenance, and it'll last you a long time. But as you can see, I have the surface of it nice and clean, ready for it to go back on. There's no debris on there either. So you wanna make sure both surfaces are nice and clean before you do any type of work on it. So I'm gonna put this back on, tighten it up, and reverse the process of how you take things off. And then we can get to the back and I can show you that process. All right, so tensioner's back on, bolt in the middle. So what I did to get that little aggravating bolt in the back, like I said before, I got a little 1/4 inch with a 12mm socket. You gotta fish it through the belt right there. Fish it through, turn it backwards. Give some time, gotta play with it. Get it back there. Go and give it an old loop-de-loo. Flip it around. You're gonna catch the bolt. And I used a little long 1/4 inch extension to put tension on the socket, because when you first get it in there, it's not gonna have no tension, so you won't be able to tighten it. So you press it to give you some tension, then you're able to turn and start your bolt. But don't tighten it all the way, because you still have to gotta line up all your other two to get it out. But that's the easy way that I did to get it back in, because I believe the first time I did this job, yeah, that bolt did not go back in. But yeah, that's in the past. We in the present right now. So last thing to go back on. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I let the silicone sit for like 20 minutes. It's fast acting, and then I fully tightened it up. I can see a nice little line around it. So we gonna find out if it did the job or not. I believe it did, because I put the new gasket in there too. So we're gonna put the power steering pump back on. Gonna get you two bolts. Got one right here. Go ahead and get that started. And then the other one is underneath here. Move your serpentine belt out the way. Find your hole. Get it started. All right, now I'm gonna tighten these. I'm gonna stop the video right here for this part, because I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to see me tighten these bastards up, but man, I would try to fast forward that, but man, I'm doing this off my phone. So yeah, I'm gonna come back to you when I start doing the back gasket. All right, so I got it off the car, and I can show you a reason why I'm replacing this. So as you can see at the bottom, somebody has already been in here and tried to apply silicone, but they put it inside, which I'm not too sure why they did that, or I don't know, but you could tell that it was leaking from the bottom and from the side. So that's why I was getting oil dripping down on the CV axle, all on the oil pan, which would make you think that you have an oil pan gasket leak. So before you go and do all that, check this first, because these are common problems with the Honda Element. This model seems is a SC, but for all models, this is one of the major problems. So I recommend you go try this out. So I'm going to take this off. I'm gonna clean it, and I see that they already had gasket maker on there. So I'm gonna do the best of my abilities to clean the face on the backside of the engine block to get that all nicely clean. So this seats on. So this sits on the engine like this. You unplug these two connectors, and you see these three bolts go right here, right here, right here. So you just do some filling around, then you'll be able to get your 10mm on there and get them off. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean these. And man, just my luck, the first time I did this, I cracked one of these and I pulled it out and I said, what the hell? And all the threads were just on the boat. So I'm like, man, I almost just drove that car just in the middle of the street and just sent it. But ended up retapping it. It was good, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. Let me go get the replacement gasket. So go ahead, get a little bit of oil on there. Use my imported gasket picker. I got this flown in from Italy. This is 101. Got that off right there. I'm gonna spray the inside of this with some degreaser just to get it off real quick. Get you a nice little micro. Get up in there. I do have a little air compressor that I'm gonna blow this off, but this is really all what you need to do. It's just getting it back. Setting this bastard back in there is gonna be the difficult part, but we're gonna get it done. I wish I had some tips and tricks to tell you for this part, but man, you just gonna have to thug it out and do the best of your abilities. What I do is I will set one of these bolts in here. I was like, well, I'll do the top, well, you can do the bottom, and then just have it sticking out like that so that you're not making contact with the gasket surface yet. And you push it in till you catch it. You like get it around the area you believe it is, let it catch, start it, and then you can start all three before you push it up against it and disturb the gasket maker. So take that back out. Set this right here. We're gonna get this. Set it all in there nice and pretty. I'll wipe the face. Get it all nice and clean. You see, they got gasket maker all in these holes, so it's not gonna fit. Get this. And just try to clean it out. You know the motto. Get you some of that good stuff. And then we're gonna make a line on the outside edge, all the way around. All right, so should look like that, more or less. Could clean up the sides a little bit if you want to, but boom, just like that. So just to give you guys a better picture, this is what you're going to be mating it back to. My apologies for the camera angle, but this is how I can fit this big old 17 Pro Max in here. But as you can see, they had debris up in there. Went ahead and cleaned the surface and made sure there no of the old silicone was blocking those oil passages. Then you'll be ready to throw her back up in there. So gonna go ahead and get that. And I can't record this and do that. So I'm gonna get back with you after I'm done. All right, that's it. Everything is back together. But let me show you some other common problems that happens with these cars. So right there, that transmission mount right there, it goes bad. Then you have another one right there. Let me see, right here, where my light, right there. That goes bad. And then you have another one back there, right there. That goes bad that you want to check. But let me see if I can get a good angle. So as you can see, everything is back together. I think you can see, I hope you can see right there. Yeah, there you go.
Through all the doubt, yeah. They was trying to get me, I was living filthy, I was worried about the clout, yeah. Stuck in the cage, I thought I was free, but the Lord came and took me out, yeah.